go. Hello, my name is Justin Smith, and I serve as Community Outreach Officer for Bryan ISD. Today I'll be talking to you about Title I, Part A, Parent and Family Engagement. Today we'll talk about building relationships with parents, building ties between the school and home, communication strategies, and preparing for conferences. Building relationships with parents is all about the R. If you'd like your students to be successful, you will need to rearrange that letter in parent and an R from relationship and turn a parent into a partner. Very important members of your classroom community are parents. Build bridges, not walls, between yourself and parents. Turn to your neighbor and discuss 10 things teachers wish parents would do. Be involved in the child's education. Accept parental responsibilities. Provide resources at home for reading and learning. Set a good example. Encourage children to do their best at school. Emphasize the importance of academics. Support school rules and goals. Use parental pressure positively. Be proactive and inform schools of situations that may impact performance. What are 10 things you think parents wish teachers would do? What's your wish list? Build student self-esteem. Care about teachers, care about their children, and keep them safe. Treat all children fairly. Teach the material students need to succeed. Communicate often and openly with parents. Set high academic standards. Be enthusiastic, energetic, and positive. Respect rights and efforts of parents, guardians, and encourage parent participation. Be aware of student different learning styles. Now, why do some parents resist parent involvement? Let's take a moment and brainstorm with a partner. So, partnering with parents to establish community. School is the first and foremost about relationships between and among students, teachers, and parents. You never see a car going down Highway 6 with just 2 wheels, unless it's a motorcycle, and that's dangerous. You always see that car have 4 wheels. And those 4 wheels, as it relates to students, represent the parent, the student, the teacher, and the administration. So make sure you have all 4 wheels on the car. Building ties between the home and school. Create a positive classroom community by doing the following things. Establish those work habits, those routines in students. Content can come later. Teach them how to do school. Teach organizational skills. Learning students' names. It's amazing when you call a student by name. Plan your first day down to the minute. Stand as you speak. Use a firm but soft voice, beginning many sentences with "we will" and "you will." Standing outside of your classroom door, give them that nice handshake. It does 2 things for you. Number 1, it establishes authority. But number 2, it lets them know that they're important enough that you took time to wait on them. Also, set those high academic standards for yourself if you want a highly productive environment in your classroom. If you expect students to meet high expectations of achievement. Communicate with parents and families face-to-face, 2-way meaningful language in talking to your parents. Email them, text them, phone calls, social media, newsletter, website, take-home notes. You'll find ways to communicate with those parents. And then building the partnership. Don't assume. Don't let assumptions or generalizations about your parents and families guide your efforts. Don't rely on observations or experiences of other teachers to cloud your judgment or that of your students or parents. If you're genuinely interested in what a parent feels or wants, just ask them. Be enthusiastic, energetic, and positive. Respect rights and efforts of parents, guardians, and encourage parent participation. Be aware of student different learning styles. Now, why do some parents resist parent involvement? Let's take a moment and brainstorm with a partner. Okay, in a million words or less, homework for parents. This is just a simple letter that we would send home in just a few words or less. Yes, parents, you have homework. Number one, that establishes a pattern that there will be homework, and they can expect their kids to have that homework. Build a successful partnership. Words of encouragement are always welcome and create a positive effect. Being proactive. Reach out, make a friendly introductory contact. I used to always call this a deposit. You call those parents first part of the year, I am so excited I have Johnny in my class. It's going to be a fantastic year. That tells that parent right away that you have a positive outlook on their child. So when you got to go back later and take that deposit out, you'll be good to go. Maintain contact with the parents is critical. Set as many positive interactions as possible as soon as possible. Communication strategies. Positive parent communication is vital. Taking steps to be a positive communicator, you'll greatly increase the likelihood that your students' parents are involved. So, sending those positive notes home. Make it a goal this year. Send home 2 positive messages to parents. Remember the power of R. Never lose sight of the fact that you and the parent are working together to lead the child to success. Partnering equals positive collaboration. Maintain those relationships with parents through meaningful two-way communication. Provide progress reports. Have parents sign papers with good grades as well as ones with not so good grades. Compliment parents to other people. Don't hesitate to let your students know that you think highly of their parents. Make it a habit to thank your parents for their support whenever you see them. Use social media as a platform for positive interaction with parents. Partnering with parents equals a strong team. Families care about their kids. They are sending the best possible kid that they can to your school. And just know that the learning environment is the primary educational environment. Partnering with parents creates a caring community. Be sensitive and responsive to the cultural and linguistic backgrounds of parents and families. For many parents, involvement in their child's education is a new experience. Don't set parents up to fail by giving them complicated materials, complex instructions, and a heavy schedule of nightly tutoring. Begin with something simple that is likely to be rewarding to the parent and the child. All families have strengths. Emphasize their assets. Provide opportunities and support so parents can learn ways to help their children. Believe that schools and families influence each other. Sometimes parents ask questions that you can't answer or request services that you can't provide. The mark of real professionalism is knowing your limits and expertise. And it's okay to say, I don't know. Parents will think more highly of you. Prepare for conferences. Parent conference, are you prepared? Conferences can be stressful for everyone. When you have concerns, let the parents know. Here's just an example of a letter we've used in the past. Document, 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 from which you can make a phone call with some privacy. 3, begin with a positive statement. 4, describe the concern and then ask the parents help in solving the problem. Describe the behavior that necessitates the call. Be very specific. Kim laughed out loud at inappropriate moments 6 times today and fell asleep after lunch. Not, I had a problem with Kim today, or she was cutting up today. What does that mean? Describe the steps you have taken to give results of your actions. Always listen first. Pay attention to the parent, listen carefully, and clarify any points you don't understand, and never lose sight of the fact that you and the parent are working together in a partnership to solve the problem. So have a plan in mind before you call. Present your plan to the parent and discuss together how you can work on this issue or problem, and then agree on an effective course of action and follow up with contact. Finish the call, and always finish the call with a positive statement. It's called a positive sandwich. Start with a positive statement, put your constructive criticism there in the middle, and end with a positive statement. Before you move on to the next task, document that call so you have record that the conversation, what each party agreed to do. Face-to-face conference. The all-important conference focused on the positives as well as the areas for improvement. Your goal is to forge an alliance and forge that partnership with your parents. Consider asking your mentor, counselor, or member of your administrative staff to be in attendance. Inform parents if additional school personnel will be present. Before the conference, prepare your message. Have a clear purpose, the conference, and an understanding of the outcome you would like. Write down the points to cover. Gather a sample of student work. Evidence such as progress reports, detention slips, referral forms, homework, quizzes. Note, student strengths as well as other special information you want to present. Arrange for that conference to be held in a public place. For example, counseling or media center. If your conference is in your room, leave the door open. Make sure other teachers are in the building. Create a comfortable seating arrangement. Do not sit behind your desk. Remain calm during and after the conference. If you lose control, you gain nothing. During the conference, begin promptly. Express appreciation to parents for coming to the conference and establish a tone of goodwill and friendly cooperation. Use familiar terms, not jargon. Avoid emotional-laden statements. Begin with positive remarks about the child, that their child's welfare is your primary concern. Practice your very best manners. State, be, state, be. So here's what that means. State your problems, simple, factual terms. Be specific. Have examples of the student's work available. State steps that you have taken to correct the problem. And B, your nonverbal language is crucial for success. Be friendly and attentive. Balance the airtime. While you may have many important points to make, allow your parents to have an adequate amount of time to speak about the issues and to ask questions. Only after parents have had a chance to vent will they be willing to listen and work on a solution. End the conference by recapping the points you've already covered, determine the next steps, and the all-important, thank parents for their concern and taking time to attend the conference. After the conference, follow through on your agreements. Document the time, place, participants, and essence of the conference for future reference. Recap of important points to remember. Keep your cool. The student and his or her needs come first. After all, our vision in Brown ISD, children first, always. Ask for parent suggestions. Remember the value of R. And if possible, schedule those conferences in public places. Whether or not some other school official is actually seated with you during the meeting, make sure other school personnel are nearby. Recap of what to avoid. Discussing other teachers' treatment of the student. Comparing the student to siblings. Arguing with the parent or putting the parent on the defensive. Attempting to be a psychologist to the student or parent. Don't do it. Be objective. The power of the R. Building relationships with parents. Contact every parent at the beginning of the school year, and at the very least, contact them the first semester. Be proactive. Reach out immediately if conflict occurs. Seek help from other school professionals to help with the problem. Return calls and emails promptly. My rule of thumb, return that call at least within the next 24 hours or at the next, by the end of the next business day, at the very least. Use caution in responding to negative emails. Remember, if it's in writing, you can't take it back. Don't talk to parents when you're mad. Document all interactions with students and parents and not addressed earlier, but refused to be intimidated or to accept verbal abuse. That's it for us today. I appreciate your time, and these are just some tips to help out with that parent and family engagement. If you don't remember anything today, remember the power of a partnership with the parents. Thank you. Best of luck. See, whether or not some other school official is actually